Day 20. Exodus 8, 8-9. Exodus chapter 8. The second plague is of frogs. Pharaoh promises to let the Israelites go, but breaks his promise. The third plague is of sinnets. The fourth is of flies. Pharaoh again promises to dismiss the people, but doth it not. And the Lord said to Moses, Go unto Pharaoh, and thou shalt say to him, Thus saith the Lord, Let my people go to sacrifice to me. But if thou wilt not let them go, behold, I will strike all thy coast with frogs. And the river shall bring forth an abundance of frogs, which shall come up and enter into thy house, and thy bedchamber, and upon thy bed, and into the houses of thy servants, and to thy people, and into the ovens, and into the remains of thy meats, and the frogs shall come into thee, and to thy people, and to all thy servants. And the Lord said to Moses, Say to Aaron, Stretch forth thy hand upon the streams, and upon the rivers into pools, and bring forth frogs upon the land of Egypt. And Aaron stretched forth his hand upon the waters of Egypt, and the frogs came out, and covered the land of Egypt. And the magicians also, by their enchantments, did in like manner, and they brought forth frogs upon the land of Egypt. But Pharaoh called Moses and Aaron, and said to them, Pray to the Lord to take away the frogs from me and from my people, and I will let the people go to sacrifice to the Lord. Pray to the Lord, etc. By this it appears that though the magicians, by the help of the devil, could bring frogs, yet they could not take them away, God being pleased that Bridgens the bell of Satan. So we see they could not afterwards produce the lesser insects, and in this restraint of the power of the devil, were forced to acknowledge the finger of God. And Moses said to Pharaoh, Set me a time when I shall pray for thee, and for thy servants, and for thy people, that the frogs may be driven away from thee and from thy house, and from thy servants, and from thy people, and may remain only in the river. And he answered, Tomorrow. But he said, I will do according to thy word, that thou mayest know that there is none like the Lord God. And the frogs shall depart from thee, and from thy house, and from thy servants, and from thy people, and shall remain only in the river. And Moses and Aaron went forth from Pharaoh, and Moses cried to the Lord for the promise which he had made to Pharaoh concerning the frogs. And the Lord did according to the word of Moses, and the frogs died out of the houses, and out of the villages, and out of the fields, and they gathered them together into immense heaps, and the land was corrupted. And Pharaoh, seeing that rest was given, hardened his own heart, and did not heed them, as the Lord had commanded. Pharaoh hardened his own heart. By this we see that Pharaoh was himself the efficient cause of his heart being hardened, and not God. To see the same repeated in verse 32. Pharaoh hardened his heart at this time also, likewise chap. 9, 7, 35, and chap. 13, 15. And the Lord said to Moses, Say to Aaron, Stretch forth thy rod, and strike the dust of the earth, and may there be sinners in all the land of Egypt. Sinners. Or sinners, Hebrew chinim, small flying insects, very troublesome both to men and beast. And they did so. And Aaron stretched forth his hand, holding the rod, and he struck the dust of the earth, and there came sinners on men and on beasts. All the dust of the earth was turned into sins through all the land of Egypt. And the magicians with their enchantments practiced in like manner to bring forth sinners, and they could not. Then they were as Israel and men as on beasts. And the magician said to Pharaoh, This is the finger of God. And Pharaoh's heart was hardened, and he hearkened not unto them, as the Lord had commanded. The Lord also said to Moses, Arise early, and stand before Pharaoh, for he will go forth to the waters, and thou shalt say to him, Thus saith the Lord, Let my people go to sacrifice to me. But if thou wilt not let them go, behold, I will send in upon thee, and upon thy servants, and upon thy houses, all kind of flies, and the houses of the Egyptians shall be filled with flies of divers kinds, and the whole land wherein they shall be. And I will make the land of Jessen wonderful in that day, so that flies shall not be there, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord in the midst of the earth. And I will put a division between my people and thy people, tomorrow shall the sign be. And the Lord did so. And there came a very grievous swarm of flies into the houses of Pharaoh and of his servants, and into all the land of Egypt, and the land was corrupted by this kind of flies. And Pharaoh called Moses and Aaron, and said to them, Go and sacrifice to your God in this land. And Moses said, It cannot be so, for we shall sacrifice the abominations of the Egyptians to the Lord our God. Now if we kill those things which the Egyptians worship in their presence, they will stone us. The abominations, etc. That is, the things they worship for gods, oxen, rams, etc. It is the usual style of the Scriptures to call all idols and false gods abominations to signify how much the people of God ought to detest and appall them. We will go 3 days' journey into the wilderness, and we will sacrifice to the Lord our God as he hath commanded us. And Pharaoh said, I will let you go to sacrifice to the Lord your God in the wilderness, but go no farther, pray for me. And Moses said, I will go out from thee, and will pray to the Lord, and the flies shall depart from Pharaoh, and from his servants, and from his people tomorrow, but do not deceive any more, in not letting the people go to sacrifice to the Lord. So Moses went out from Pharaoh, and prayed to the Lord. And he did according to his word, and he took away the flies from Pharaoh, and from his servants, and from his people. There was not left so much as one. And Pharaoh's heart was hardened, so that neither this time would he let the people go. Exodus chapter 9. The 5th plague is a murrain among the cattle. The 6th, the boils in men and beasts. The 7th, of hail. Pharaoh promised again to let the people go, and breaketh his word. And the Lord said to Moses, Go unto Pharaoh, and speak to him, Thus saith the Lord God of the Hebrews, Let my people go to sacrifice to me. But if thou refuse, and withhold them still, behold, my hand shall be upon thy fields, and a very grievous murrain upon thy horses, and asses, and camels, and oxen, and sheep. And the Lord will make a wonderful difference between the possessions of Israel and the possessions of the Egyptians, that nothing at all shall die of those things that belong to the children of Israel. And the Lord appointed a time, saying, Tomorrow will the Lord do this thing in the land. The Lord therefore did this thing the next day, and all the beasts of the Egyptians died, but of the beasts of the children of Israel died not one. All the beasts, that is, many of all kinds. And Pharaoh sent to see, and there was not anything dead of that which Israel possessed. And Pharaoh's heart was hardened, and he did not let the people go. And the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, Take to you handfuls of ashes out of the chimney, and let Moses sprinkle in the air in the presence of Pharaoh. And be there just upon all the land of Egypt, for there shall be boils and swelling blains both in men and beasts, in the whole land of Egypt. And they took ashes out of the chimney, and stood before Pharaoh, and Moses sprinkled it in the air, and there came boils with swelling blains in men and beasts. Neither could the magicians stand before Moses, for the boils that were upon them, in all the land of Egypt. And the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he hearkened not unto them, as the Lord had spoken to Moses. Pardon, etc. See the annotations above chap. R. 21 chap. 7:3 and Exodus chapter 8 chap. 8:15. And the Lord said to Moses, Arise in the morning, and stand before Pharaoh, and I shall say to him, Thus saith the Lord, the God of the Hebrews, Let my people go to sacrifice to me. For I will at this time send all my plagues upon thy heart, and upon thy servants, and upon thy people, that thou mayest know that there is none like me in all the earth. For now I will stretch out my hand to strike thee and thy people with pestilence, and thou shalt perish from the earth. And therefore have I raised thee, that I may show my power in thee, and my name may be spoken of throughout all the earth. Dost thou yet hold back my people, and wilt thou not let them go? Behold, I will cause it rain tomorrow at the same hour, an exceeding great hail, such as hath not been in Egypt from the day that it was founded, until this present time. Send therefore now presently, and gather together thy cattle, and all that thou hast in the field, for men and beasts, and all things that shall be found abroad, and not gathered together out of the fields which the hail shall fall upon, shall die. He that feared the word of the Lord among Pharaoh's servants made his servants and his cattle flee into houses. But he that regarded not the word of the Lord left his servants and his cattle in the fields. And the Lord said to Moses, Stretch forth thy hand towards heaven, that there may be hail in the whole land of Egypt upon men, and upon beasts, and upon every herb of the field in the land of Egypt. And Moses stretched forth his rod towards heaven, and the Lord sent thunder and hail, and lightnings running along the ground, and the Lord rained hail upon the land of Egypt. And the hail and fire mixed with the Drovan together, and it was of so great bigness as never before was seen in the whole land of Egypt since that nation was founded. And the hail destroyed through all the land of Egypt all things that were in the fields, both man and beast, and the hail smote every herb of the field, and it broke every tree of the country. Only in the land of Jessen, where the fielding of the field wool, the hail fell not. And Pharaoh sent and called Moses and Aaron, saying to them, I have sinned this time also, the Lord is just, I and my people are wicked. Pray that the Lord that the thunderings of God and the hail may cease, that I may let you go, and the hail may stay here no longer. Moses said, As soon as I am gone out of the city, I will stretch forth my hands to the Lord, and the thunders shall cease, and the hail shall be no more, that thou mayest know that hail is the Lord's. But I know that neither thou nor thy servants do yet fear the Lord God. The flax therefore and the barley were hurt, because the barley was green, and the flax was now bald, but the wheat and other winter corn were not hurt, because they were lateward. And when Moses was come from Pharaoh out of the city, he stretched forth his hands to the Lord, and the thunders and the hail ceased, neither did there drop any more rain upon the earth. And Pharaoh, seeing that the rain, and the hail, and the thunders were ceased, increased his sin, and his heart was hardened, and the heart of the servants, and it was made heating hard. Neither did he let the children of Israel go, as the Lord had commanded by the heart of Moses.